Florida State is specifically focusing on building an elite linebacker class for 2025 because it's a huge position of need right now. And although it's been pretty underwhelming the last few years at that position, the linebacker board for this cycle is actually pretty good, and it's as big as I've seen in a long time, with Florida State being heavily in the mix for several top targets. So we'll start off by talking about Gavin Nicks, a four-star linebacker out of IMG Academy, which is an absolute powerhouse high school program here in Florida, known for producing top talent. He was on campus last month for one of Florida State's Junior Day weekends and is scheduled to be back again late March, I think March 30th. There's several other schools in the mix for him as well, like Notre Dame, Oregon, Ohio State, but it definitely seems like this has become more of a Big Three battle, with Florida State, Florida, and Miami all pushing for him. He definitely loves Mike Norvell and says that stability in the coaching staff is very important to him. So I do think that's where Florida State can make a play and stand out here, considering they've extended every position coach, including linebackers coach Randy Shannon, for the next 4 seasons. Meanwhile, the coaching staff over there in Gainesville could look completely different in the next 12 months. Next up, we'll talk about Tavion Wallace, who's a 4-star guy but has a lot of potential to finish as a 5-star. He's currently ranked as the number 3 linebacker and 26th overall player per 247 Sports, which as of today would classify him as a 5-star. The composite ranking is a little lower on him. They have him ranked at about 50, but still an elite level player regardless. He does actually currently hold a crystal ball prediction to FSU from Zach Lostein, so he's definitely a Nole lean as of right now. He says the Noles are top notch, and he has his official visit scheduled for the middle of June to come back, and I'd say he'll be back on campus even a few more times outside of that before it's all said and done. Still early on in the cycle, and the Noles have some serious competition with other teams like Michigan and Georgia all pushing for him as well. So definitely a long way to go, a lot of work to do, but good for the Noles to at least be in the driver's seat in this one heading into spring. Now, Florida State is also involved with several other targets like 5-star linebacker Zayden Walker, who I think they definitely could still make a big push for, but it's going to be a really tough pull away from Georgia. They're also in on guys like Riley Pettyjohn and Duke Johnson, although he actually projects more as a safety anyways. Those guys currently look to be trending elsewhere, but again, it's early on, and I expect Florida State to get visits from all of them, and then who knows what could happen. On top of the potential prospects, Florida State already does have one blue-chip linebacker committed for 2025, and that's 4-star Ethan Pritchard. He's been committed since October and looks to be all Nole as of right now, and it's pretty fitting considering he plays for Seminole High School here in Florida. But with his commitment, the Noles are already off to a better start than they were last cycle, considering they didn't sign a single blue-chip linebacker in 2024. Linebacker recruiting is an issue that probably all fans have been critical of, but especially me. It's just been below average recruiting at that position for several years now. I've talked about it on here a decent amount, and even said that I was a bit surprised to see Randy get his contract extended. He's a great developer of talent, don't get me wrong. And again, to his credit, I don't think that any other linebackers coach in the country gets the development and level of play out of a guy like Kalen DeLoach the way Randy has. But we've just been looking for that kind of development to be applied to a top high school prospect. Now, again, I haven't seen a linebacker board this deep and this talented in a minute now. So hopefully 2025 is where we start to see that kind of turn around. They definitely should have a ton to sell on the recruiting trail with the 13-0 season, great consistency among the coaching staff, sending double-digit players to the NFL draft, and more. So let's see how that finally land us a couple much-needed blue-chip linebackers to fill that room. Again, I think they're off to a great start here. We appreciate you guys hanging out and talking a little Florida State recruiting. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on linebacker recruiting for 2025. And if you enjoy the content, definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a video like this for defensive line recruiting, specifically defensive tackle. I'll be rolling that out here pretty soon. So if you're big into recruiting, you're definitely going to want to catch that one. We're working on our goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by kickoff in Ireland, so definitely much appreciated. We'll see you guys on the next one. Go Noles.